Jesus said, listen, a new order has come. And the people of the old order will miss out on the agenda and program of God. For you guys worship what you do not know, but we, the truth, we worship what we know. He now made a statement. He said, that time is coming and it has already come, when the true worshippers will now worship in the new location. Where is the new location? In the Spirit. So what is the first requirement of a true worship? Before we even go to that, I want you to read with me Philippians chapter 3 verse 3. Open it fast. Paul was saying that we are the circumcision that worship the Lord in the Spirit. Hallelujah. We are the circumcision that worship in the Spirit. Read it. Are you there? What did he say? Philippians 3 verse 3. See the testimony of Paul. Can somebody read it for me loud? We are what? The circumcision who worship God in the Spirit. And by the Spirit of God.
And exalt and glory and pride ourselves in Jesus Christ.
Hallelujah. We are that generation. We are that circumcision that worship in the Spirit. So what does it mean? Or rather, what does being in the Spirit mean? On this foundation where all the other teachings that I'll be bringing from other Sundays rest. What does being in the Spirit means? Is it to play soft? Is it to sing with a low tone? Is it to change the tempo of the music? Is there any of those things that we do? No. No, sir. It's far from it. I want you to take the 4 points of what it means being in the Spirit or worshiping in the Spirit. 4 points. Number 1. It means to have, that you have to enter. That's why I'm singing that song. In your presence is where we must be. Number 1 is this. It means we have to enter into God's presence. You have to enter into His presence. That is the first meaning. Number 2, I will explain. Number 2, it means that our innermost being are yielded and open to Him. That is to say, I cannot be in worship and be thinking about food I will cook. Are you understanding me? I cannot be in church in worship and be thinking about a boyfriend. I cannot be in worship in church or in the house or anywhere and be occupied with another thought. So number 2 says that your innermost being will be yielded and open only to Him. Because in worship He speaks. He administers healing. That is when the breakthrough you seek will come in worship. If you do it the right way. Number 3 now. It signifies that we are submitted to Him completely. Being in the Spirit, worshiping in the Spirit, it signifies that we are completely submitted to Him. So my question is, how many people that sit here are submitted to Him completely? How many people that carry mic, and apart from people who carry mic or play music, and the ones who are seated in the pew, how many of us are completely yielded and submitted to Him? Because the submission is the worship. Can I say it one more time? The submission is the worship. The total submission is the total complete worship. And I remember I've given you a definition in this house before. What true Christianity is. Because every true Christian should be a true worshiper. That is, if we have the context of the definition I gave you. What is that definition? A Christian life is a life of total surrender, total commitment, and total submission to the will of God. If it is not total submission, total obedience, and total commitment to His will, it is not a Christian life. Are you getting the point now? So based on that definition, every true Christian is a true worshiper. But you and I know that that is not what we have. Because we have people who answer Christians, but they are not worshipers. You know why? They have not connected. They have not submitted. They have not yielded to him. They are not open to him. The Spirit of the Lord is still striving with them, fighting. How many times have God visited you and telling you, my hand is on a particular area of your life? After the meeting, I don't want you to see that boy again. I want you to see that girl again. I don't want you to go to that place again. And God is saying, give up this, give up that, and you strive with him. You are not completely submitted. And when we come to church and say, we lift our hands in the sanctuary, you lift it up. And we sing this one, in your presence is where I must be. But you know you don't want to be there. Because being there means total submission. You know you don't want to be there. So when you sing, you are lying. When you sing, you are lying. Big time. Big time. In your presence is where I want to be. You are lying. Big lies. Because you don't want to be there. Anybody who desires to be there is ready to give up things. I have given up things because I want to be there. You can't say you want to be there. I'll hold on to things. Give up your iniquity, you say no. Give up your lies, you say no. Give up fornication, you say no. Give up all of these things, you say no. But when we sing, I want to be there, you join us and sing. Can't you see why he frowns when they worship in the flesh? That's why he said the new location is in the spirit, because there has to be a heart-to-heart connection. Somebody has got to preach this thing so that the rise of true worshippers will emanate from all sections of the world. True worshippers will arise, because it's about total submission to the will of God. Total submission. It is not hanky-panky, flaky kind of Christianity. We are fully submitted. We are the surrendered vessels. We are the ones who have said to the Lord, if there is any need of this vessel, take it all. Use it for your glory. And you cry out and you lament it. It is no longer a talk, it's something you are convinced about. So if they say, let's go to the south because of Jesus, that's where we are headed. That is worship. Worship is not these things you do here. Worship is you submitting to the will of I am that I am. Worship is that which brings you out of bondage into the presence of God. Because once you are there, your enemies disappear. The proof of worship is rest. Write it down. Don't forget it. The proof of true worship is rest. I have rest. I have rest. I may not have money, but I have rest. I may be, listen to me, I have rest. Have you heard my slogan yet? I can never be stranded. I don't know what it means to be stranded. For some, that's why I told the lady on Instagram, your statement has exposed you. You don't know God, and you don't want to know him. You know what she said to me that broke my heart? She said that God has abandoned me. And I said, how? Who is the liar here? Somebody must be lying and they know it's not my God. Because I saw in Hebrews chapter 13 verse 5. What did he say? Open it, open it, open it, open it. I don't want to assume you. Open it, open it. Open it. If you are there, I want us to read it together. Hebrews 13 verse 5. In your presence is where I must be. Verse 5. Keep your lives free from the love of money and be content with what you have, because God has said, what did he say? Never will I leave you, never will I forsake you. Verse 6. So that we might boldly say, so that we might have confidence. What is that confidence going to produce? It will make us to say, the Lord is my helper. I will not be afraid. What can man do to me? So the state of the nation is in jeopardy. I know that my helper is well and alive. That's why Job said it, I know my Redeemer liveth. In the midst of staggering opposition, His confession is that I know that my Redeemer liveth. I know. And somebody say, I know. You know that I know is, but when it is coming from your dad, that's a revealed knowledge, knowing. It is a depth called there, where things are revealed, made open, the searchlight of God beams on situation, and you are able to capture from that situation that God is right in the midst of what you are going through. God is right there by your side. So I see death running around, and I say, I know my Redeemer liveth, because there is a worship going on even while I'm going about my normal business. Worship doesn't have to happen only in church. Worship happens in your office. Worship happens in your school. Worship happens in your hostel. Worship happens in your compound. Because how do I know this? When that's your whole life is about submission to the will of God, you are worshiping. So there's no room for you to cheat another, because you are truly in worship. I want to end on this note. Next Sunday we'll continue. We're going to continue again on Tuesday. I think I should be flowing. If you miss Tuesday service, you will miss a lot of things. So I will be running it Sunday, Tuesday till I'm done. So be here on Tuesday and we'll continue from where we stopped. Let me add one more, just one more. The danger of having a form. You know, the Bible talks about having a form in 2 Timothy chapter 3 verse 5. The Bible said they have a form of godliness, but they deny the power thereof. So the danger of having a form is that, I think I wrote some things down here. The danger of having a form is that you will have a Christian that is engaged in worship or convenience. So if it is convenient for me, I'm there. That's why when it rains, you will not see them. When it rains, like today, it was happening like it will rain. Most people stay back in their houses. Now, it's convenience, and also, what is it about that worship? It is worship of, that has this social acceptable mode. Because I'm coming to see friends. I've never seen them in the past week, so I have to come and see them. So it's socially induced. What is that thing about danger? I'm still going to tell you about danger. I'm just trying to tell you what form is. It is that type of worship that does not demand that you have an intimate spiritual relationship with God. So if you can sing well, it's fine. There's no demand placed on that person. What is the demand? There's no demand to have spiritual intimacy and relationship with God. There's no demand. That's why you can just boldly come and carry mic and sing, and then the other people there and shouting and singing as well. At the end of the day, we go back to our activities of sin. We go back to where we're coming from. Because that type of worship that is just about form places no demand of intimacy and relationship with God. But every true worship will place a demand on you. Don't forget to write it down. Every true worship will place a demand on you. What is that demand? The demand to have intimate spiritual relationship with the one you are worshiping. So you don't want to offend him in any way. So that what you are saying is aligning with what is in your heart. That's why the psalmist said, let the meditations of my heart and the words of my mouth be acceptable in thy sight, O God. That is true worship. When there is synchronization with what you have in your heart and what your mouth is saying. So that when you say, Lord, I worship you, God accepts it as truth and reality. Because when you say it from your mouth and your lips, it's different from what the content of the heart is. That is a lie, and you'll be punished for it. I want to close.